BECO Yoga, and I'd be happy to answer your specific questions so that you're safe during the yoga practice. I'd like to welcome the BECO community. It's definitely time to flourish. I get to see you all twice today because I'm very excited to attend the 2:30 webinar with Tal Ben-Sharar on happiness in this time. So look forward to that this afternoon. Also, since you're all budding yogis, I want to make sure that you're practicing in a supported way. So I want to take care of a couple of housekeeping issues. We're going to talk about your wrists and the backs of the thighs. So for the wrists, I want you to pay attention to your hand placement when we're on all fours and when we're on doing downward facing dog. The hand, this is just for demonstration, your hand should be, hold on. Okay. All right. Your hand should be such that your fingers are pointing towards the end of your mat, and the crease of your wrist right here should be parallel to the edge of your mat. So when you look down at your fingers, it's either going to be your index finger needs to be perpendicular to the end of the mat, or your middle finger needs to be perpendicular to the end of your mat. What you want to do is make sure that your wrist crease is parallel to the end of your mat. So that will help keep your wrists safe during the classes. Wrist pain can happen when you're bearing weight on the hands and you're not aligned properly. And it can also happen when your muscles might have been imbalanced from too much computer work. It can also happen when you're not supporting your shoulders, your wrist movement through your shoulders. So I want to keep you aware of that. Another thing we want to focus on is the backs of your legs. When we're doing forward folds and downward facing dog, I want to make sure that the backs of your legs are elongating. So what you can do is make sure that you're elongating the back of the leg as best you can. Right now, maybe think of trying to have a little bit of a concave curve in your low back. Even if I can't see it, if you can just work towards having a concave curve in your low back by thinking of lifting the tailbone towards the ceiling or lifting the sits bones towards the sky. So that will help protect your back and also help you stretch your hamstrings a little bit more. So your hamstrings will eventually lengthen. Both of those housekeeping points will help your yoga practice stay healthy and inspire you to move on. Downward facing dog is kind of like home base from when you were playing tag as a kid. It should be a safe, comfortable place where you can kind of catch a little bit of rest in your practice. So we want to make sure that you're working towards that. So let's go back to the practice now. I'm going to have you start sitting comfortably on the floor. And if you're uncomfortable sitting on the floor, you can take a pillow and put this under the back of your knees and rest back on that. That'll give you a little support so you don't put so much pressure on your knees. Seated comfortably on the floor, pay attention to your breathing. Notice how when you inhale, the air swirls through your nose, up through your sinuses. The chest lifts, and as you exhale through the mouth, the chest softens, the belly softens. Try to focus on lengthening your exhalation, and remember the goal of yoga is to simply move with breath. Now, soften your gaze. Soften the muscles around your eyes, your throat. Let your tongue drop from the roof of the mouth. And set an intention for your practice today. To focus on movement, to get more flexible, to boost your immune system, or simply a form of moving meditation. Let's now move to all fours. And I'd like you to think of your back being in the shape of a tabletop. So nice all fours movement. And you want to energize those hands so that you're bearing weight, not just on the thumb side, but on the little finger side and through the fingers. So bear weight all through those hands. Going to have you bring your shoulders up towards the ceiling so that you're bowing your back, and then let them soften and sag through your arms. And again, push up away from the mat with strong arms, strong hands, and let your chest sink towards the floor. Now come back to that tabletop position. Bring your shoulders up toward your ears, and now slide them down toward your back pockets. And again, shoulder blades up toward your ears, and slide your shoulder blades down toward your back pockets. Remember to support your abdomen. Don't let it sink. You want to draw that up toward your spine. Now, can you try doing little shoulder circles here? Little forward circles and reverse backwards. Get those shoulders activated to support those hands. And we'll take a little bit of a break. Move your wrists back and forth. If your wrists are bothering you, you can bear weight on your hands. Or if you have children, remember those blocks with the wedge shape? You can put your hands on the blocks to help decrease some of that wrist pain. We're going to warm the spine up now with a movement initiating from the tailbone. You're going to curl your tailbone under, then your low back, then through your thoracic area, and the head drops down. Let the head hang. And now from here, initiate with your tailbone. Bring your tailbone up towards the ceiling, through your low back, through the thoracic spine and ribs, and you end with your head and neck looking upwards. And again, from the tailbone, curl the tailbone under, engage your abdominals, through the low back, through each of the ribs, and the head comes down, and let it hang. Now from here, we're going to reverse the movement. Start with your head. Let your head roll up first. Then the thoracic spine starts to curve. The curve moves down to your low back. And lastly, the tailbone. And now from the head, curve your head forward. Roll down through the spine. Through the low back, tuck your tailbone under. And last time with the head, roll the head forward through the thoracic spine and lumbar spine, and end up with the spine extended. Good. Now just take a moment and do a few tail wags. Kind of go side to side with the spine. We're going to be moving it a lot today. Kind of warm it up, get it out of that chair. And now push back into child's pose for 3 deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, feel the air moving through your nose and mouth. And exhale. One more time, inhale, feel the air swirl in. And exhale, let the air out. Good. Now, let's come to mountain pose. I'm going to have you go ahead and stand. You're going to feel your weight distributed between your big toe side, your little toe side, and your heel. That makes a tripod for your foot. Try spreading your toes so they're wide and feel weight in those toes. Energize your legs. Kneecaps are lifted. Hips are activated because it's as if you're trying to push the 2 legs away from each other. That activates your legs a little bit more. Draw your abdomen in and lift. Shoulders down, collarbones long. Hands down at the sides, palms forward. Feel 5 lines of energy. Your head reaching up, your arms reaching down, your legs reaching down. Soften your neck and your jaw. And release. Kind of wiggle a little bit. We'll go back to that. So build your posture from the floor. Feet in the tripod position, widen those toes, energize the thighs, push the legs apart, engage your abdominals, lift the body, collar blades long, feel strong shoulder blades supporting you from behind as you're gently bringing your shoulder blades together with a lifted chest. And breathe. One more inhale. And breathe. And let go. All right, so we'll go ahead and do the half salutes. The half salutes that we've done before are a good preparation for sun salutation. We've been warming those up first with an articulation through your spine. Coming from the side, you're gonna let your head, with an inhale, lift up. And exhale, let your head roll forward one vertebra at a time. Sorry about that, not downward facing dog, downward facing cat. All right, so here we go. You're going to curl forward from the head with an inhale, and as you're curling forward, your body exhales all of the air as you fold forward down to a comfortable place. Give a little shake. Inhale, roll back up. You're rolling up because your air is filling up your lungs and straightening your spine into a full position. And release. One more time. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, curl your head forward through the neck, through the thoracic area, through your spine. Keep your belly lifted and roll down. Shake. And inhale, curl up from the base of your spine first. Support your abdominals, roll up, collarbones down, and lift. Good. All right, now that the spine is warmed up, we're going to do a forward fold. And in yoga, typically the forward folds are with a straight back. Now, when you're doing your forward fold, if your hamstrings aren't flexible, please know that you can use a chair when you do this. And this is your forward fold position. This can be your downward dog position as well. It doesn't make you a better person if you can keep your legs straight, put your hands on the floor. That's just the best expression that can be done for that posture for you at the time. This is about you finding your edge and working with your very best posture. So for half salutes, we're going to inhale, look up. Exhale, arms come down, forward fold as far as you can go comfortably. Then inhale, halfway up. This is where you're trying to reach your tailbone towards the ceiling. And exhale, come down. And now from here, inhale, reach up, look up. And back to your start position. We're going to do two more just like that. Inhale, look up, reach up. Exhale, arms come down to the side, forward fold all the way. That could be here, that could be here, that could be here. Inhale, look up. Exhale, come all the way down. Inhale, arms sweep out to the sides as you reach up, look up. Lots of space between your ribcage and your pelvis, and come down. One more half salute. Inhale, look up. Exhale, arms come down. Forward fold as far as you can go comfortably. Inhale, look up with a straight spine. Remember, try to make a concave curve here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms come out to the side. Reach up, look up, and come on down. Now, we're going to do full sun salutation. There's a part in this which is a little bit extended where you go into a plank position, come down to the floor, and do an up dog, which I'll tell you about. It is completely fine to build your strength staying in an all fours position. Some folks can't come down onto their abdomen. Someone in advanced pregnancy, it's not comfortable. There are other reasons why. You can build your strength by staying in all fours. And from this position, you could do engagement of abdominals and then try to tap your other arm. So you're weight shifting during this period. You could also think of lifting your arm out to the side while everybody else is doing the other part of the posture. Or you could think of lifting your leg to the back So those are all alternatives if you can't crash down onto your abdomen. So let's go ahead and do the sun salutation. Feet strong, about an inch apart. Inhale, look up. Exhale, come down, forward fold. Inhale, come part the way up. Now we're going to put the hands on the ground. You can bend your knees, step back with your hands. And you could be in all fours here and come crashing down to the ground. Good. From here, I'm going to have you bring your shoulders back, push your upper body up, look up with a soft neck, and then come back down, engage your abdominal muscles, and move your way back to all fours so that you can get into downward facing dog. Now, ultimately, you want to be able to get your heels down, facing forward, hamstrings straight, and your weight off your hands by pushing back towards your legs. If you're not there yet, it's fine to bend your knees, to lift your heels. Again, we're working toward that. The main thing is that you want to think of bringing your tailbone towards the ceiling. And we breathe. So breathe a few more times. Inhale. Exhale, energize those hands. Last time, inhale. And exhale. Now from here, go ahead and step forward. One foot, then the other foot. Straighten with a flat back.
Robert F. Kennedy's grand.
Forward fold. Arms sweep out to the side. Reach up, look up. And back to the start position. So that is the first sun salutation. We're going to do two more. And remember your modifications. I'm just going to move through for folks that are comfortable catching up at this point. Inhale, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up with flat back. Exhale, come down to plank, lower down into chaturanga, and come up into an upward facing dog. Shoulders down, neck soft. Engage your abdominals as you move back into downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. That's one. Inhale and exhale. That's two. Inhale and exhale. That's three. Now step forward 1 foot at a time. Straighten your knees to a flat back position. Forward fold, sweep the arms up. And back down to start. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Forward fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Step back into that plank position. You can even just stay here. You don't have to go down into the upward facing dog, but those that want to, you can come down. Look up. Back into downward facing dog. And remember, downward facing dog can be here. That's fine, that's lovely. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, you can also paddle your feet a little bit to help those hamstrings. And exhale. Last one, inhale. Release your head. And exhale. Step forward, 1 foot, other foot. Come up to a flat back position. Forward fold, sweep the arms out to the side. Lift up, look up. And back down to the start position. That's great. Being able to do sun salutations, there's 2 variations that I'm aware of, and we'll move on with those. So now what we're going to do is go to triangle and try a challenge with revolved triangle. So triangle pose, you're going to take your feet a little bit wider apart than they'd normally be. Turn the back foot in and the front foot out, okay? And you're going to reach your arms out to the side. From here, shift your hips backwards as you reach forward with your front arm. This hand in the front can come down to your thigh, to your shin, or if you have a yoga block, you can put your hand on the yoga block. I'm going to put my hand right here. With the other hand, You open the chest, reach to the sky with your hand, and we're gonna breathe. Inhale 1, exhale 2. Shoulders down away from your ears. Inhale 1, exhale. Chest facing forward. Last time, inhale 1, and exhale. Shoulder away from the ears. Now engage your abdominal muscles. Reach to lift up to this kind of midway position. You're gonna shift your feet around, one and then the other. Now hips shift back, arm comes forward, reach down towards the floor. It can be your shin, your hand, your big toe. Open the chest so you can see BECO management flourish right here. And hand comes to the ceiling. Inhale, reach, and exhale. Keep your back leg strong. Inhale, reach, and exhale. One more. Inhale, reach, strong legs, strong arms, and exhale. Engage your abdominals as you come up to your transition position. And now you're gonna shift those legs around. This is the new piece. You're gonna windmill your arms around, and this front left arm, in my case, is coming down onto my leg or to my yoga block. And the other arm is going to turn the chest to face, in my case, the fireplace behind me. And my arm lifts up. Inhale, reach. And exhale, 1. Inhale, reach. And exhale, 2. One more, inhale, reach. And exhale, 3. Now we're gonna come back. We're gonna take our arm up over the top. Remember to change your back foot, change your front foot. Arms are in this position, but you're continuing to windmill those arms around. So now your right arm is gonna come down. In my case, it's my right arm, down to my front left knee, and I'm turning my body. I'm actually gonna do it this way so you can see. I'm turning my body so that my chest is facing you. Shoulders are down, and I'm gonna reach. Inhale, and exhale, 1. Inhale, and exhale, 2. One more. Inhale, and exhale, 3. And then come down, and back to our start position. And shake it out a little bit. Everybody doing okay? Looks like we've got about 7 more minutes. We've got one more new posture to do today. Let's go ahead and before we go to the new posture, let's do a good favorite, the tree pose. And with the tree pose, again, you're very welcome to use the chair arm, chair back as support. From here, you're gonna take a strong standing leg, just kind of tap that hip area to wake those muscles up, make sure that they support you. The other leg comes to the ankle, the knee, or the crook of the leg. Whatever posture is comfortable for you. And hands come to front, shoulder blades down, collarbones long. Inhale and exhale. 1. Inhale and exhale. 2. Long spine. Last one, inhale and exhale. 3. And back to your start position. Go ahead and shake out that standing leg. Good. Shake a little bit. Now we're gonna stand on the other leg, tripod position. Tap that hip so that it wakes up and does work for you. Go ahead and put your leg in a comfortable position. Open the thigh, open the chest, head elongates, hands to front. Inhale and exhale. Again, inhale, lift that kneecap up, and exhale. And last time, inhale, make sure those hips are working to keep you supported, and exhale. And go ahead, bring that leg down, shake out your standing leg. Those are good. Now, for folks that are a little bit more advanced and feel like they're going too slowly, you can always go with the big toe pose in that tree pose where you're lifting and holding the leg in the front, or you can keep the knee bent and hold the leg here with a straight spine. And again, all of us can hang out in tree just like this, just some alternatives for some other folks. So now we're going to do an add-on from Warrior 1 that we did last week. We're going to do Warrior 2 today. You're going to take a nice wide stance. The back leg turns in, the front leg turns out. Warrior 1 was here where the arms are on the horizon, head is rotated looking forward. Warrior 2, the arms come up so that they're clasped overhand or touching overhead, and you're looking up to your wrists. Remember to keep energy in that back leg and the knee strong in front. It's as if you're pushing your two legs apart on the mat, and that creates tension, which helps you with your balance. And then straighten your hands and legs, come down to your intermediate position. You can change your back leg and your front leg. This should be wider than triangle. And you're gonna start in Warrior 1, arms outstretched, gazing over that front hand. And now from here, you're gonna bring your arm up. Both arms come overhead, strong back leg, face forward, knee over toes, don't let the knees come in. And breathe. Inhale 1, and exhale. Strong legs, inhale 1, and exhale. And come back to your start position. We're going to transition to the floor. And if you have a yoga strap or a towel or a belt, a tie, you can use that for some of the hamstring lengthening activities you're going to do to help with your downward facing dog. So from here, I'm going to have you lasso your foot in your yoga strap. If you don't have a yoga strap, you can go on your back and put your hand behind your thigh just like this. So I'm going to show the yoga strap just in case. Got your yoga strap. If you're able to, bring your other leg down, outstretched. And you're just working on elongating the back of the thigh. Gently toggle the knee bent and straight. And you're thinking of keeping this sit bone moving towards the opposite wall. So there's elongation in the chest and the pelvis with this coming towards the opposite wall. And you can just get a little bit more stretch in the leg that way. From here, you can also have the knee bent. You can bring the leg to the side to get a little bit of stretch in the inner thigh muscle. And again, bend and straighten the knee just a little bit to get that toggle on off of the thigh. Good. Now, those of you that have a strap, you can continue to do that. I'm going to turn and show folks that don't have a strap or a tie or a towel what to do on the other side. So, you don't have a strap, you're lying down, you can hold the back of the thigh. This other leg can be bent like this, or if you're a little bit more flexible and want to challenge, you can straighten this leg out and keep it straight on the ground. From here, you're going to gently try to straighten your leg a little bit. It doesn't matter if it's all the way straight. It doesn't matter what you're doing with your foot so much. Just trying to elongate the back of the leg. And you can also bring the leg out to the side and elongate it. That's getting the hamstring and your inner thigh muscles. Good. And from this, I'm going to have you stay on the floor. And we're just going to do a little bit of a twist. I'm going to have you cross, everybody lying on the floor with their knees bent. I'm going to have you cross your right foot over your left knee. And now gently let your knees rock to the right, and you should feel a stretch in your left low back. And I'm going to have you breathe, inhale, and exhale. That's one. Inhale, and exhale. That's two. Let the legs drop. Again, inhale, and exhale. That's three. Gently uncross your legs, bring them back up to the midline, and you're going to reverse. So now the left foot crosses over the right knee, and you're going to move the knees towards the left. Inhale, and exhale. That's one. Inhale, and exhale. That's two. Elongate the back, let those knees drop. Inhale and exhale. That's three. I'm going to finish up with one more stretch and then a breath. I'm going to have you from this position, think of bringing the knee up and crossing the other thigh. And now bring your lower leg up and hold on to your lower leg. So my hand is coming through this little space between my thighs, and I'm using my hands on the back of my leg to gently bring my hip closer to me. And you feel a stretch in this target area. This gets really tight when you do a lot of sitting. For those of you that don't feel as much of a stretch with that, you're welcome to straighten the lower leg, bring the thigh across the body, and feel a stretch in this area. It's important to not feel pinch in the front of the leg. If you feel pinch in the front of the leg when you do this, it's safer to go back to this. You can email me about that pinch in the front of the leg if you have that. And then we're going to bring the other leg down. Start with the ankle over the knee. Lift the thigh up. Hand comes through the space between your thighs and pull the thigh closer to you to feel a stretch in the opposite buttock. And breathe. Inhale and exhale. That's one. Inhale and exhale. That's two. And just to show, if you want the other perspective on that, have the knee come across the chest, and it's as if I'm rotating my ankle towards my shoulder, and there's a stretch in the back of the leg. And breathe. And then come down. Now when you move to sitting, engage your abdominals, come over onto your side, and just come to a comfortable sitting position. Shake those shoulders out. Soften your throat, soften your eyes. Let the tension go from around your jaw. Let the tongue release from the roof of the mouth. Take a breath in. Exhale. One more breath in from the nose. Exhale. Thank you for joining me with BECO Yoga today, and I hope to be with you this afternoon for Tal Ben Sharar's webinar. Be well.
Miriam?